Hey everyone, it's Abby with the Bead Place and beadplace.net, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make one of these funky cord bracelets that you can personalize with different charms and different colors. So all the materials came from beadplace.net. The links will be in the description below. Let's get started. You'll need to start out by cutting 3 2-foot lengths of our vegan suede cord. You'll also need 4 2-foot lengths of our waxed cotton cord. You can either use 1mm or 1.5mm cotton cording. You'll also need tubes and spacer beads that fit on the cotton cording. You'll need 3 feet of 24 gauge wire, a D clasp and toggle bar, various jump rings, a hammered link, and charms of your choosing. In my opinion, this bracelet looks the best with mixed metals. So use whatever you'd like and get creative with your colors. Okay, so our first step is to grab the D-bar, and we are going to string our cording through it. We are going to do an every other pattern, so we're going to string the D-bar to the middle of our first cotton cord. Then we're going to grab our vegan suede and string to the middle, then cotton, then another piece of suede, and so on and so forth until we've used all of the suede and cotton. We're now going to use a 1-foot length of 24 gauge wire to lash the cords together. I like to start with about 1 inch held up, that way I have something to grab onto, and I'll hold it right next to the cord beneath the D-bar, and I'll start to just coil around. So messy is good in this instance. I like to kind of make this particular bracelet look funky, and so the wire being messy is a good thing, but just make sure that it is doing the job and actually holding what it's supposed to hold. When we have a tail end left, what we're going to do is use our pliers and either tuck it underneath the wire that's already on the bracelet, or what we can do is just kind of slip it between the suede and the cotton cord and just make sure that it's not going to slip out. So you can use your fingers, your pliers, whatever you need to do, but just tuck it in and make it disappear. So do that with both ends. Now we'll string the tubes and the spacers onto the cotton cords. So you can string more than 1 bead onto the cord if you'd like, or you can just do 1 bead per, totally up to you. Just have fun with it. You'll notice that after a while, if you've strung a couple things onto one of the cords, that the cotton can start to fray, which will make it difficult for you to string it through some of the beads. In that case, we'll take a sharp scissors, and just trim the end off, and then it'll be good as new. So theoretically, you'd only need about 18-ish inches of cord to complete this project. However, it's easier to work with longer pieces of cord, and also we might need to cut some of the ends off several times. After everything is strung, slide all of the beads down to the lashed end of the bracelet. Put all of the strands through the hammered link. Make sure everything is even in tension, and then fold the strands back. Adjust the placement of the hammered link to determine how large you'd like your bracelet to be. With this particular bracelet, it's best to err on the side of caution and go smaller for the sizing, because we can always add more jump rings to extend the length of this bracelet, but we can't really make it smaller without undoing it. So once you've figured out the best size for you, what we're going to do is take an additional 1-foot cut of 24 gauge wire and lash the cords together so that they're doubled. It's the same thing that we did on this side, except the cords are folded again on themselves, doubled over the link. Our next step is to make a tassel out of the tail ends of the wire. In order to make it so that the tassel hangs down perpendicular to the bracelet, we'll need to anchor our next piece of wire to the lash that we've already started. So we'll take another 1-foot piece of wire and we'll wrap it around the lash in order to secure it. Then what we'll do is pull the tail ends down and start to lash around them into a round coil. With your tail end, you can either tuck it in between the cording, or you can bring it back up around the lash and hide it underneath these coils with the pliers like we did before. After you've created your built-in tassel by lashing the tail ends with the wire, take a sharp pair of scissors and trim the tassel so that it's as long as you want it to be, and trim it straight across. Optionally, you can add some fray check or clear fingernail polish to the ends of the tassel to stop the cotton cord from fraying over time. Now it's time to add the toggle bar to the bracelet. Do you guys like my mouse ears? We all wore party hats and goofy stuff to celebrate Small Business Saturday here at the store, so I figured I'd don my special party ears for you guys. So this next step is how we determine exactly how big the bracelet's going to be. So we're going to use jump rings, and of course, if you've been watching our videos for a while, you know what's next. Anytime you open and close a jump ring, you always want to open it in this direction and never in this direction. So you're going to use 2 chain nose pliers, or 1 chain nose and 1 flat nose pliers. You're going to hold the break of the jump ring so that it's at 12 o'clock. And you're going to want to rotate your wrist this way so that it opens like this. So after you've opened your jump ring, what you're going to do is hook it directly into the big hammered link on the bracelet and then close it. Like so. Now we'll use, let's guess about 3 jump rings. 2 is probably a minimum that you want to use anytime you're attaching a bar onto something bigger than the other side of the toggle, because that'll give you enough flexibility to bring the bar back and forth. I'm going to do 3 on this one just so that I can show you what I'm doing. Our next step is to add the charms onto the hammered ring using the same technique that we used to add the toggle bar with the jump rings. And we're done. So what do you prefer? Would you make a bracelet with a short tassel, or would you go wild and make a long tassel bracelet? Let us know in the comments below. If you enjoyed watching this video, please give us a big thumbs up. It really helps our channel out. If you have any questions or comments, just want to say hey, drop it in the comments below. All of the information on the products we used and the links to the kits and products will be in the description below the video. We put out new videos all the time. Subscribe if you'd like to see more, and thanks for watching. Oh, P.S. If you haven't liked the Bead Place on Facebook and followed us on Instagram yet, what are you waiting for? Links below.